Greg, instant reactions. Craig Counsell's heading out.
Well, a surprise move here in that the Cubs were able to swoop in. They had a manager under contract in David Ross, who did some good things for a Cubs team that I think ultimately overperformed last year, just kind of fell a little short of the playoffs down the stretch. But in leaving Milwaukee for Chicago, Craig probably doesn't have to disrupt much of what he has here in Milwaukee. He gets to keep his house in Whitefish Bay, maybe gets a condo in Wrigleyville or something like that. So proximity's sake, it does make some sense. I always thought Craig would come back to the Brewers, but I also know this, and a source confirmed to me earlier today, the Brewers had a long-standing offer on the table that would have made Counsell the highest-paid manager in Major League Baseball. What is unclear is if the Brewers ever had an opportunity to counter that offer. And, the Cubs swooping in like they did, they've got some deep pockets. It likely tells me they're able to exceed the Brewers' initial offer, but I also don't know if the Brewers had a chance to counter. I did reach out to Brewers GM Matt Arnold, who's on his way to the winter meetings, the yearly annual meetings, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, but consistent with team policy, they don't really share details of the offers that are on the table for players or for managers. But likely Craig Counsell will be the highest paid manager next year on what is likely also a multi-year deal, replacing David Ross in Chicago. Big question now is, does David Ross end up on the short list for the Brewers to end up in Milwaukee? Lots to digest. The story is continuing to develop.